Good morning.
Good
Glad to
morning.
be back here, and heck, we are inside. So welcome back inside the Senior Center. Ulrike McCarty here with River of Black Yoga, and we are here for chair yoga this morning. So that's all we need is a chair and yourself, and to be somewhat awake, right? It's lovely to see you guys, and gosh, it just feels so good not to be freezing. Today would have been a cold day outside, right?
I woke up and I was freezing.
Yes. So being grateful, right? Being grateful for what we have, for what we can do. Quickly today, as we know, is full moon. I know. So I don't know if you stay up late at night or not. But you may have noticed that it's been brighter outside, so that is one part that I really enjoy about the full moon, that it gives you that, that night light.
Was it full last night?
Yes. So through today, and through tomorrow is the phase of the full moon. So, some people turn a little crazy, they say. Or it just there's a lot of energy, around the full moon. Just like anything, as things lead up to an event, such as this moon cycle, there's a lot of energy that builds up, even within us, and we may not even know that or notice it, but it is happening. But it's a great cycle to follow. It is really interesting. Again, just that extra light we have at night. I do enjoy it because you can actually see the trees, you can see the snow. With the snow, it makes it even brighter, so it's very beautiful. And it didn't seem as dark this morning. It felt a lot lighter out this morning. So just kind of going with the flow and looking at it as just like a new year or a new month. It's always, there's an end and then there's a beginning. Just like each day is a new beginning. So always looking at it that way. Full moon is a time to let go of things, so maybe things that no longer serve you. So we'll emphasize the practice today a little bit on that. I think we're all settled. So I'll invite you to come all the way back into your chair, making sure pressing back so your sacrum is resting into the back of the chair. And just align your ankles under your knees. And you can have your knees apart a little bit further or closer together, so it just depends on what feels comfortable for you. And remember, sitting nice and tall, so using those core muscles. And I might invite you to close your eyes. And we'll ring my Tingsha bells to officially start our practice this morning. Glad you are here this morning, joining me. So just start to take your attention within. Just let your hands rest on your thighs or knees. Remember, you can have if you have your palms down, very grounding. If you feel you need to ground yourself this morning. If you feel you need a little bit of energy, a pickup for today, turn your palms up so you're receiving. So either way, but just start to settle yourself. So just noticing your breath, remembering our yoga breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, taking nice full breath. So as you inhale through the nose, draw that breath down towards your belly, bringing it down. So that breath should initiate in that belly area. From there, letting it blossom into the rest of your body. Once you get to the very top, so into your throat, you might even briefly just let it sit there for a moment, and then fully exhale, again through your nose, and fully letting go of that breath. When you get to the very bottom of that breath and you feel that maybe you have exhaled fully, maybe draw those belly muscles around your navel towards each other and draw that belly button towards the spine, squeezing out every last breath you have contained in that belly area. But try not to work too hard on your breathing. We want to be relaxed and comfortable and just easing into our practice. As we settle our breath, concentrating on our breath, we will settle our mind and our body. So once you're comfortable with the inhale and exhale, let's try to draw out the exhale. So maybe as you inhale, just count to maybe 3. And then as you exhale, maybe counting to 5. So the idea is to lengthen that exhale. And in doing so, we're inviting more relaxation to our body. If the counting is too much for you, too confusing, then don't worry about it. Just try to lengthen the exhalation. Remembering to just let yourself settle. So letting that mind settle, letting your mind and body arrive here for your yoga practice. And then very slowly just come back to your natural breath. So equal inhale and exhale. Just gently bringing yourself back to that. And then we'll take a nice inhale through the nose and we will exhale through the mouth, giving yourself a nice sigh of relief. We'll do that 3 times total. So just going at your own pace. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. So one last time. Nice deep inhale through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. And you may slowly open your eyes, just keeping a soft gaze, or you can keep your eyes closed. It's up to you. We'll do a little bit of neck stretches. So we'll, again, sitting nice and tall, so press those sit bones into the ground. Reach up tall through the crown. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, draw that right ear towards that right shoulder. Still reaching through the crown, and try to send that left shoulder down. With your next inhale, slowly come back up to center, and then with your exhale, now draw the left ear towards the left shoulder. And again, now drawing that right shoulder down and reach through that crown. With your next inhale, slowly coming back up to center and release. Now we'll turn the whole head, but be careful with any rotation with your neck, so be mindful of any issues you have. So again, nice and tall as we inhale, and then as we exhale, just turn your head, and actually I don't care which side you start with. We're going to turn to each side. Coming back to center as you inhale, and as you exhale, drawing your head to the other side. Back to center. Last time, and then slowly coming back to center. Again, nice inhale, growing tall. And then as you exhale, draw the chin down towards your sternum, your chest. So maybe not much of a movement. So nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring that chin towards your sternum. You'll probably not touch. Again, you're still reaching through the crown as if you're trying to reach something ahead of you. One last breath here, and then slowly release and bring your gaze back up. And it looks like we're maybe losing Willa already. Is there such a thing as too much relaxation, right? So let's bring just a little bit of movement into our legs. So just gently inhale those knees up, coming onto the toes, and bring them down. So just kind of bring a little bit of movement in before we continue. I just kind of feel like that's what we need right now. And then let it settle. So now bring your knees apart just a little bit further. Again, still have everything stacked. And we'll start with our movements. We'll inhale this right hand up, then support yourself with your left. We'll reach over as we exhale. Nice side opening pose. And support yourself. Now breathe into that right side. Maybe even taking your gaze up to your palm. Sending that breath into that side. Inhaling back up to center, releasing. We'll inhale the left up as we exhale. Now reaching over to the right. So again, make sure you bring that elbow back. So you're reaching over the body, not in front of the body. So keeping all this nice and open. And again, breathe into that left side. Really reach through that left hand. And maybe even taking your gaze up. One last breath. Inhaling, coming back up and releasing. And then we'll just come into a simple twist. So we'll start with the right. Again, nice tall seat. Inhaling. As you exhale, draw yourself to the right. So that right hand comes behind you. Left hand pressing to the outside of your knee area. Nice and tall. Again, always breathing into your twist. And as you exhale, slowly release back to center. Again, inhaling nice and tall. And then as you exhale, drawing yourself to the left. Breathe into that belly area, especially where you feel the restriction. And then slowly release as you exhale. And we'll come into a little bit of spinal movement, warming up the spine. So have your hands resting right on your knees, so holding onto your knees. We'll come into that cat-cow motion. So as you inhale, coming into that cow, so taking your gaze up and forward, reach through the crown, tilt that pelvis forward, so you feel like you're sticking your tailbone back behind you. As you exhale, round yourself down, your upper back, your tailbone should be tucking in, your gaze is down. So go between the two with your breath. As you inhale, pull yourself forward and up. Feel a nice stretch in that front body. As you exhale, take your gaze down, tuck your tailbone in. So feeling a nice stretch in your upper back. So again, just going with your own breath. And after your next inhale, as you exhale, slowly let yourself release. We'll bring the hands to heart center. We'll interlace the fingers. We'll reach out in front of us and settle those shoulders. press through the palms. Bring those shoulders forward. Nice breath here. And then slowly release. Reach through those fingertips. I'm going to come into those eagle arms. So remember to be mindful with your shoulders. Bring that right arm over the left as close as you can cross it. And then give yourself a nice hug. So reach back as far as you can, as close as you can. Stand to hug yourself, I should say. And then slowly, keep that nice tight cross, but slowly let your arms, let your fingers meet. So bringing the right hand up and then bringing the left fingers possibly into the palm or wherever you may end up. You might be just right here. So being mindful. And you might be good right here, making sure you're sitting nice and tall, you're not letting yourself slouch back. If you like a little bit more of a stretch, you can reach up through the right fingertips, and then at the same time, pressing those elbows away from you. One last breath here, and then slowly release your elbows down, and then very gently just let those arms untangle. Roll your shoulders. I know everybody's doing that. It's just a natural thing that we do, and that's good. And again, bring the hands to heart center, interlace the fingers, reach out. Again, really pressing through the palms. You bring those shoulders forward. Then release, and now we'll bring the left over the right. And then giving yourself that cross. For some of us, this is the awkward side. It is for me. And then again, we'll release, and we'll come into that second cross for our hands. So wherever that may be, play around with it. Make sure you let those shoulders release, so don't try to be all closed up. Try to bring those shoulders down, reaching up through the fingertips, but again, try to keep the shoulders down as you do that. Reach out through the elbows, so pressing those elbows away. Release your arms anytime you feel the need to do so. One last breath here, and then very slowly let your arms come down. Let them untangle. And again, just rolling those shoulders. That felt good. Let's bring the hands to heart center again. We'll reach up, take your gaze up as you inhale. As you exhale, bring the palms out and actively press your palms down. So just receiving a little bit of energy. So inhaling all the way up, reaching through the fingertips. As you exhale, reach out and press out your palms. One last time. Inhaling all the way up, and then exhaling, reaching down. And we'll come out of our chair. Yeti. Come behind the chair. So bringing movement into our legs. So come behind the chair, just feet hip width apart, and just enough room or distance from the chair that you can hold onto the chair if you want to and need to, or you can come into this pose freestanding. So first we'll just settle into mountain pose, Tadasana. So having your arms down by your side. And if you look at your feet, you want to have those toes in line with your heels. Press those feet into the ground. And look ahead of you. And just find that gazing point that you can look at, just something to concentrate on. So reach up through the crown, growing tall. Root yourself down through your feet as if you're growing roots. Draw your fingers down, your shoulders down, palms are open. And maybe even closing your eyes for a moment. It's a very active pose. Feel the movement of going back and forth. Feel the shift of the weight, maybe more into your forefoot and then into your heels. And then just settle and find that in between. You should feel your legs working, but the glutes shouldn't be overly activated, just enough to keep you stable. And then very slowly release out of the pose, shake out your legs, and then come back into your mountain pose, holding onto the chair. We'll go through the toe lifts that we usually do. So we'll inhale, we'll come up onto the toes, reach up as high as you can, and as you exhale, settle back down. So inhaling all the way up, push up as high as you can come, and then slowly settle. Inhaling again all the way up, and then slowly coming down. So building nice strength in your ankles, and you can feel it in your calves, right? So now we'll do the opposite, we'll come back. So we'll inhale, we'll shift the hips back slightly, bringing the toes up. So really curling those toes up. As you exhale, slowly coming down. And again, inhaling, shifting those hips back a little bit, curling those toes up, and then coming back down one last time. Inhaling the toes up, and then slowly letting the toes come back down. And now we will put the whole movement together. So inhaling up onto the toes, really reaching through the crown, exhaling down, and then we'll shift back. Again, as you inhale, exhaling as you come down, inhaling up, reaching, exhaling down, and then inhaling, shifting back, toes up, exhaling down, inhaling back up, exhaling down, back, inhaling the toes up, exhaling down, one last time up, inhaling up, and exhaling down. Then release your legs, always shake them out, get everything moving around. And we'll come back behind the chair and we'll be threading the needle. So give yourself enough room. So coming back behind the chair, so you have room to sweep through, but you can still hold onto the chair. Your legs, your feet as wide as you are comfortable. We'll inhale the right hand up. Again, you can reach up through the crown, through that right hand, maybe come onto your toes. And then as you exhale, take that hand, palm down, and then sweep through. Reaching through with that right hand, bend your knees. And again, inhaling, nice, big sweeping motion. Inhaling, coming up, opening that body. Exhaling, closing the body, reaching through. Inhaling, coming all the way up, reaching, breathe into that front body, the side. Exhaling, reaching through. One last time. Big inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, reaching through. Inhaling up, and then slowly releasing. And then we'll switch sides. Inhaling the left hand up again, reaching, maybe taking your gaze. As you exhale, reaching through. Again, inhaling up, big opening in the body. Exhaling, reaching through. Inhaling up, reaching, exhaling through. Again, inhaling up, take your gaze up, exhaling, reaching through. One last time, inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, reaching through, inhaling, reaching up, and then slowly releasing. So again, shaking everything out. And I'm going to turn my chair so we can see it a little bit better. So find your space so you can actually come in front of your chair, and that's okay. Or to the side. Yep. Very good. So giving yourself enough distance so if you reach down, you can reach that chair. If that's too far down, you can just use the back of the chair. So we're going to come into a forward fold and then settle into our halfway downward facing dog. Again, if you don't want to bring your head down further than your heart, if there is a reason for that, just come into the previous pose. So I'll just show you how to come into your kind of flat back downward facing dog. You just hold on to the chair and then we settle, walk the hips back, walk the feet back, and then we settle into our downward facing dog. So your gaze is down, you're reaching through the crown, pressing back through that tailbone. And then slowly coming back forward, or we can take our distance from the chair. We'll inhale our hands up, reaching, and then as we exhale, we'll sweep down the arms. We'll bring the hands right to the seat of the chair. Make any adjustments. So just coming into that flat back. So draw that belly button to the spine, and then slowly walk the hands out in front of you so you feel that extension. Everybody looks good. Press those hands into the chair seat. Bring your head between your arms. And remember to press yourself away. Pressing back those hips. And then very slowly walk your hands towards the front of that chair. Maybe slightly bend those knees. And then bring your belly a little bit closer to your knees. So keep those knees bent. And again, walk the hands out. You can come out of this pose anytime you feel the need to. So slowly walk the hands towards the front of the chair again. And then bringing the hands to your hip crease. And then slowly coming all the way up. Very good. That feels like such a nice stretch. Great way to really extend the spine, making you thirsty. That's all right, that's all right. Good work, good work. So again, being behind the chair, we're gonna come into the warrior pose, or the sequence that we like to go through. So make sure you take your drink before we continue, because this will probably make you thirsty. So again, coming behind the chair, bring your feet apart as wide as it's possible, as wide as you're comfortable. And then we'll start to the left. So we'll turn that left foot out, facing over. Yep, you're opposite from me. That's right. That's where we get confused, and that's okay. So you can always hold on to the chair. So have it to where you can reach it nicely. Lift up that right heel and bring it out behind you. And remember, this is warrior two, so we're facing the chair. Your torso, your hips are facing the chair, I know. Yeah. Then we'll bend into that left knee. Remember, have that knee over your ankle or behind, never over the toes. So that's to protect your knee. And be strong here, so pressing those feet into the ground and away from each other. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up. Let your arms come down into your warrior arms. Reaching through the fingertips. Everybody's looking wonderful. Remember, you can always hold on to the chair. Take your gaze over your fingers. Reach through the crown. So feeling this pose, very strong pose. Here you can reverse the pose. So you can bring the left palm up, reaching up, and you can take your gaze with it. You can hold on to the chair for stability, or you can bring the right hand to the back leg. It's totally up to you, and you can always reach for that chair. Take a breath here, and then we'll slowly bring this elbow down onto the thigh. And remember, we're not hanging out on it. We're pressing those feet away. Again, you can hold onto the chair with this right hand. That's perfectly fine, but keep yourself open. So bringing yourself up like this, or you can inhale, sweeping the right arm overhead. Again, we're not hanging out. That's the work here, but you can always hold on. And then we'll inhale, we'll come all the way up, press into those feet, extend, and then slowly hold onto the chair, bring that foot back in. Before we go to the other side, we'll just release for a moment. It's a lot of hip opening, but that's what we like, right? That's what we need. So just shake it out for a moment before we go to the other side. So again, now we'll turn to the right. So for you, it will be this way. I know. Again, find your adjustment, your pose. Turn that right foot out. And then lift that left heel up. And then don't try to shift back into that left hip, but try to center yourself. And remember, you're centering, you're behind that chair. And then we'll bend into that right knee. Press those feet away from each other. Again, you can hold on to the chair this whole time. Inhale the hands up. Come into your warrior arms and take your gaze over your right hands. Remember, active legs.
Are we facing forward?
Your gaze is over your right fingertips.
Yeah.
Have that prize in your gaze, just looking up ahead of you. So thinking of being that warrior, something ahead of you that you're looking to maybe hunt. So coming into the reverse warrior, again, you can hold on to the chair, or you can bring the left hand behind you, reaching up with the right again. Your hand can be right here for stability. Just take your gaze up to your right palm, wherever you're at. And then exhaling, slowly releasing, and we'll bring that elbow down. Again, press those feet away. That's where the work is. And you can be right here and maybe bringing this left shoulder back. So you want to be nice and open. Or you can inhale, bringing the left arm overhead. You guys are wonderful. Strong warriors. And then we'll inhale, we'll come all the way back up. Releasing slowly, bringing this right foot back in, and then just scoot, wiggle those feet together. You guys are strong. That's for sure.
I can tell one side's getting weaker.
Well, you know, that's where we find out where we need to do the work, right? We work through all these different poses, and all the different body parts will feel differently in each pose on each side, and that's where we know, we take notice of where we need the work, you know? I'm gonna turn my chair, because that way it's more visible in the video. That's what we have to think about, right? So we're gonna go through our tree pose. So bringing the left hip next to the chair. Coming into your mountain pose as we begin. So hold on to the chair with your left if you want to. And we'll bring all the weight into that left leg. Press down through that left foot. Not letting yourself hang out in that hip. So really reach down. Bend that right knee and then bring the right heel right above your ankle. You can bring that foot higher if you like. That's up to you. But reach out with your right knee. So open up that hip as far as it's possible for you. And then you can always bring your hands to heart center and you can be right here. This can be your tree. Reach up through your crown. You can always bring your hands up. You can keep your palms together or you can let go of your palms. You can reach up through the fingertips. But again, you can be anywhere in this tree. You can even just hold on to the chair. Have your hand just right by your hip crease. So wherever you're at. One last breath. And then slowly bring your arms back down if your arms are up. And then let your foot settle. Shake out your legs. And then we will switch sides. So I will move the chair over to the other side. I even have my little stage area. I have my little cross. I know where I need to be. I feel like I'm on a movie set. Who would have thought, right? So again, rooting down through both of your legs, then shift all your weight into that right foot. Press down through that foot, root yourself down. Don't let yourself hang out in that hip. So all the work is in that leg. Bend that left knee and then bring the left heel to the right ankle, so just above. And then let that hip open, so draw that left knee out, away from your center line. Once you're stable, you can let go of the chair, or you can stay here. You guys are looking good. Bringing your hands to heart center, inhaling your hands all the way up, reaching up through the fingertips. You can always play touch and go. You could just have one hand up. It's completely up to you. But use those core muscles, the spinal muscles that keep you upright. Take one last breath here and then slowly bringing the hands back to heart center and then slowly releasing. And releasing your leg, your foot. Shake it out, shake it out. It's all good, it's all good. Bring this back. Okay. So come back to the front of the chair, sorry. So having the chair behind you, so you might want to feel the back of the chair as you're standing. No, we're not ready to sit down yet.
I was gonna
No, no, almost. So having your feet together, or I should say just hip width apart. So we'll just work a little bit on our seat, right? So just bringing, you remember, bringing your hands right to your hip crease right here, right where we hinge. Take a nice deep inhale, and then slowly bring your sit bones down and back. You can always reach and feel for that chair, and slowly and gently bring yourself seated. So right where we landed, we're gonna come back up. So you should have your knees a little bit more over your ankles, so they should be forward. It will help you to come up as we're hinging. So we're inhaling, we're reaching through the crown, nice and tall. And then as we exhale, we press those feet into the ground. We use that momentum and come all the way up. Nice job. And then we'll come back down. So inhaling, nice deep inhale. Slowly sitting back. So keeping this front nice and open, reaching back, slowly coming down. Very nice, very nice. And slowly release. We're not doing 10 reps today. We'll leave that for exercise class, right? Which is tomorrow, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Do you guys go to that?
We've been once.
Yeah. Good, good, good.
Tomorrow it's at 10:15.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were thinking about making it around 2 because I guess Liz has some difficult, but now it's 10:15.
We just, we go with the flow, That's what it is. So we're gonna settle shortly. We'll settle into our final resting pose. But first, we will come into that awesome twist. So for me, I need to turn the chair around. That way I can keep an eye on you. And I'm not turning away from you. So we're gonna turn and bring that left hip to the back of that chair. So yes, you guys are facing the lovely windows. So sitting nice and tall, reach through your crown. Nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, now twist to the left. So towards the back of the chair. Bring your hands to the back of the chair, but low enough so you can keep your shoulders down. So your gaze is over the back of the chair. Press those sit bones into the chair seat, into the ground, lifting up through the crown. Make sure you don't stop breathing or holding your breath. So breathe into the twist. You should feel that nice restriction in the belly. And then as you exhale, you can bring yourself into the twist just a little bit more. Remember, if you're good here, that's great. If you like a little bit more twisting here, you can bring that left hand to the front of that chair and press that hand, the palm into the chair to bring that left shoulder back. And at the same time, drawing yourself a little bit closer to the chair with your right hand. So drawing that shoulder closer. Breathe into that restriction. As you exhale, release into the twist. One last inhale. And as you exhale, slowly let yourself release out of the twist. Turn back over your knees, and then very slowly just walk your feet around, walk yourself to the other side. So bringing that right hip to the back of the chair. Again, find your pose, your foundation. Nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, now twist to the right. Be gentle. Bring your hands to the back of the chair. Again, remember to keep those shoulders nice and soft. And the elbows drawn down. And just gently pull yourself to the back of the chair. Reach up through the crown, press down through your sit bones. Don't forget to breathe. So nice inhale. Feel that restriction in your belly. And grow tall through the crown. And as you exhale, feel that you can twist just a little bit more. So you feel that space you're creating. If you like a little bit more of an intense twist, you can bring the right hand to the back of the chair. You're pressing the palm into the chair, pressing that right shoulder back. And then the left hand stays behind the chair. See the back of the chair. I know it's a lot of
Which one is
back, front. Yep, the left one. So with the left one, you're pulling yourself forward gently. Remember to keep those shoulders down and soft. And make sure you're growing through your crown. You want your spine nicely extended, especially if you're going a little bit deeper into this twist. Remember, as you inhale, feel that restriction. Let yourself grow tall through your crown, your spine. And as you exhale, you can twist just a little bit deeper as you have created that space. One last breath here, nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release. And letting yourself turn back over. And then I'll have you gently move all the way around. I'm gonna get up and turn the chair. We'll settle back into the chair all the way back. So having your sit bones all the way back, pressing or letting that sacrum rest into the back of the chair until you feel that support. Again, having your knees somewhat stacked over your ankles, so therefore your whole body can be supported. So settling, preparing for Shavasana in our chair. Again, keeping that nice tall seat. Your spinal muscles should be active. You should be reaching through the crown, but let everything else start to settle. So I invite you to close your eyes. Just let your hands rest on your thighs. Let the elbows just loosen up and just let them release. Maybe inhaling the shoulders up. And then as you exhale, letting the shoulders come down and release and just leave them be, leave them right there. Bring your attention back to your breath. Let's not change anything about the breath, but just observe it. Notice the natural rhythm of your breath. The inhale and the exhale, the filling of the belly as you inhale, and the releasing of the belly as you exhale. With each exhale, let yourself settle into your pose just a little bit more. Let your mind follow your breath. Letting your mind go on a journey with the breath to let yourself settle. Just let your hands become soft. Feel that support. Just let those hands rest into your thighs. Feel the support of your chair. Letting your feet just be settled onto the ground. And again, feeling the support of the ground underneath you. Let your throat soften. Let your jaw release. Let your tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth. You notice everything else releasing. Your ears are releasing, your cheeks, nose. Letting any tension release on your forehead, your scalp. Notice your eyes. Is there still movement? Or are they settled? Just slowly letting those eyes settle in their eye sockets. And starting to just let that internal gazing move into the back of your head. Just finding that stillness. Resting in Shavasana. You're somehow brought out of your quiet space, always just bringing your attention back to your breath and bringing yourself back to that peaceful space. Today, with our full moon happening, we'll read to you a full moon affirmation. I now release the need for those things in my life that are not serving my highest good. Let them release. I'm not afraid to let go. In their place, I receive love, joy, and abundance. Making room for good things. Releasing what no longer serves us, whatever it may be. And to make room, let your heart open to receive what you need to receive. Very slowly bring yourself back, breathing more actively. Maybe taking a nice deep breath in, a nice big exhale. Wiggling your fingers and toes, any movements to bring life back into your body. Nice big inhale through your nose and exhale through the mouth. And we will close our practice with the mantra Om. So we will do 3 Oms to release our practice today. So nice big inhale, and we will begin. Om. Just notice the vibration that was created in your body, especially your throat. Just let it settle. Letting your mind settle. Here, and I'll invite you to just take another nice deep breath in through your nose and exhaling through the mouth. Bringing your hands to heart center, and I thank you for joining me this morning. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Maybe staying seated for just a moment, let yourself come back, especially after, whenever we use that mantra Om or just creating that vibration, you notice how settling it is. And to kind of keep that feeling with you. It's a nice feeling to have, but to let yourself awaken a little bit before we move out into the real world again, right? Yeah. And we're still live, so until let us know. I don't know when they will do that, but we're good. We're good.
Oh,
Yeah. So I will see you next week. Have a wonderful week.
you too. I'm very relaxed now.
As you should be, as you should be. As you should be.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll see you again. Pam, it's nice to see you. Nice to see
Pam,
you.
I think your hair is shining more. You look shinier.
Freshly washed,
Just a wash.
freshly washed.
Yeah, mine's not, I've got to get it washed. But gotta get it when, I have a small water heater, so I gotta make sure I get it when nobody else is.
Totally.